Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the weekend update. This past week was an excellent week for both our swing plays and our long-term large cap plays. Just an excellent market we are in right now. The one thing, though, and it's typical when we get to this holiday season, is it's not crazy all day long. We have brief periods of mania followed by some slow periods and rotation between the sectors, which is why this is still a small swing market, but with lots of swing plays because we don't know. It's still very random what sector or what swing is going to wake up when and when the algos are going to come for it. So we're taking that still shotgun approach, trying a lot of plays. And, just to show you after we get through this, Dow Daily, not much we can say here, continues to slowly edge higher now. The clowns in DC finally made a deal today for the stimulus. Vote is tomorrow. A couple of things could happen. We could see a rally up and sell off, or we could see a sell off, or we could just stay flat. Kind of tough to say what we could do. Holiday weeks tend to be low in volume, but that doesn't mean we don't see big movers. Small caps tend to do well in trading on holiday trading weeks. So, we're going to take a wait and see approach and see what happens. Cryptos have been absolutely dominating the headlines. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. What I'm showing you here is the Litecoin weekly chart. You recall a couple of months ago, I added some of my long-term position at $47 to $57. It hit 125 yesterday. So Litecoin is finally starting to take the lead like it should. Now, some people have asked me, why do you have a Litecoin? And I've approached it kind of like I do playing these low float stocks. Bitcoin is the biggest leader because it's got the smallest float. It was the first one too, but it's got a 21 million max float. Ether, unlimited float. That's why I don't like that one. Litecoin, 89 million. This is the next lowest float of the cryptos out there. That is why I own a little bit of Litecoin. But cryptos on fire, as are the stocks. Some of them have been lagging. We've been playing a little bit of it. Not sure what we're going to see this week, especially with the stimulus plan, but we'll see what goes from there. Now, regarding the swing plays, the reason we are taking a shotgun approach is we don't know which stock's going to go when. Hudson was a big disappointment this past week. It's down 40%. These guys probably have the same investor relations firm that Gishi has, so that would explain why it's given up all its gain. You can have the best reasons for a stock, but if it's an old school company and they have crappy investor relations, news moves stocks, and some companies are just too dumb to actually put out press releases. Now, with that in mind, this is the daily chart on Hudson. It put in a nice bottom on Friday. So let's see if we can see that continuation bounce on Monday. All the indicators are oversold, and the last time we had stochastics down and turning here, we saw a 20% or so bounce in Hudson over the following few days. Now, if you look here at the chart, the 20-day is at 131. That's about a 20% divergence here on this stock. So I'd be very surprised if we don't see a nice solid bounce back on this stock this week. Another stock that got taken to the woodshed was ARPO. Now, again, this is a little lesson to you guys. This is a stock we played all year long. But when it ran all the way up to the twos, we booked a chunk of gains and we just sat on free shares. You know why? This is why. This is what can happen. You may have a stock that you make 50 or 75% profits on, but if you don't take profits off the table and you don't sell it, that's fictitious profits, especially when a stock does what it does here and gives it all up. This is an example of why you book gains when targets get hit and they go on big moves. Take some off the table. Now, I added some more of this stock when it did sell off a few days ago, but this one looks very bottomed. It hasn't done that curl, but it's starting to bottom here. It is extremely oversold here. Again, I'd be very surprised if we do not see a solid bounce back on this stock this week. Now, MEVs is another example of a random swing market. We jumped into this swing play a week ago in the 260s to 70, 80 area. 100% over the course of a week. So it's one of these random markets. You don't know if a stock's going to do this or it's going to do this. But if you manage your position sizes correctly and you take gains off the table when they move, you should be pushing ahead with net gains on these plays. BHAT, while we're still continuing to wait for this one to break out, it needs that break over 98 cents to $1. So it's just a wait and see game here. It's holding and trending slowly higher. So this is a wait and see into the coming week. INUV has absolutely gone to sleep. Also, I've not heard as many posts as we usually see, 400 posts a day asking if we're still in INUV. Maybe that's a good sign that people are out. We're waiting for that 45-cent break on this stock. The other one we're waiting for as well is ITP. Again, nice little uptrend in place on this one. This is another one of these stocks we'll wake up someday and it'll have some small press release or something, and they'll be chasing it at $1. So we're in here waiting for the move. JAGX gave us a big move last week into the event, and everyone sold off. This is what happens. Still set up very, very nicely. I would add to my position around this 30 to 35 cent area. There's lots of press coming on this stock in the next couple of weeks and into January. We've got a SPAC bio. Simple as that. Bounce target, 200-day moving average, 44 cents. Quick mention on this one, LXEH. Last couple of days of the week, we saw some huge movers, and the theme was recent uplists or IPOs were getting jammed left and right. This is a stock that IPO'd back in October. One of these ones, it's worth a small little, let's see what happens swing position and see if someone decides to come for it. You've seen some of the moves on these when the volume comes into them, so this is a wait and see small play. If they come chasing on this stock and it breaks 11, this is one of those stocks you could see them chasing it crazy like you saw in some of those stocks in the last few days. EV stocks, of course, with Tesla getting added to the S&P 500. NCTY, very solid move on here. Next break level is $4 with a move to that 200-day moving average at 520 plus. OEG, again, the theme is going to be alternative energy into the Biden administration. This one has a nice flag set up here. Again, my early 2021 target on this one is 2+. Hopefully we'll get a press release out of it. They've promised us some press releases or alluded to it in their earnings report where they said Q4 is when they're going to start to see a bunch of solar contracts kick into high gear. Compared to the valuation of Sun, even though these guys have as much revenue as Sun does, a fraction of the market cap, when I compare peers and what they did or have done, that's why I get the little bit of confidence I have on OEG. Sugarbox broke out nicely this past week. Now, this is the weekly chart we're looking at. Again, target is 10 plus. Indicators on the weekly are very, very strong. If we flip over to the daily chart, you can see here, solid breakout. Now, when we're playing Sugarbox, this is the stock that you have to watch because this is their partner, BLNK Charging. Now, Biden has said he's looking to put in 500,000 electric chargers out there. BLNK is a big player in it. Also, ChargePoint, that's going to have their IPO soon. Recall, had that big move up and then the sell-off when that big short hedge fund came in, and we bought right here in the long term to get some exposure to the sector. We're already up 60% over the course of a couple of weeks on this swing play, and Sugarbox is just now starting to get rolling. So we are looking really, really good on that one. TRCH, the solar merger, has officially begun. We had some nice press on Friday where TRCH loaned some money to the solar company that they're merging with. That's essentially meaning this merger is a go. It's consolidated from that move. Again, this is a stock that I believe should hit $1 plus in the coming weeks and months. So it's just a matter of when they let this one go. And actually, we're looking at the 1 hour chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Golden cross here, 50-day up through the 200-day moving average. So this one looks solid right now. Again, if you're able to get probably anywhere around the mid-40s as an entry or an addition to your positions, I think you're sitting really pretty here with the way this chart's setting up. I'm going to talk briefly about some large cap plays. Zoom has kind of gone to sleep over the last couple of weeks since we added this one. but it is setting up. As you can see, the 20-day is at 413. That is the break level. A break over that, a close over that, we're looking at possibly $40 to $50 upside on this one near term. Every time stochastics have gone down and peeped back up over it, the stock has seen a large near term move. Now, AI, this was a IPO a week or so ago that we added to our long-term position. I think this is a great sector of the market to be in. The reason I'm bringing it up, there's not a lot we can see here on the chart right now, but this is one of these stocks that we're probably going to be trading a lot of. It reminds me a lot of SNOW, SNOW, that we have been raging, and I'll get to that one actually next. So this is one I would be looking for big dips, probably around to the 120 area to possibly pick up trades. But this is one of these stocks that they're probably going to move substantially higher in the next year. So this is a large cap stock to put on your radar for potential trades. Last stock I'm going to mention is SNOW. SNOW had that big run up for us to 429, essentially a $100 move in less than a month. Came right back down because they were comparing it to IBM. I don't know why they do that nonsense, but that's what they do when they try to beat up these large cap stocks. It looks like it's getting ready to go into another little uptrend move here. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this one. We might get some trades off it during the week, possibly on a breakthrough 350 for that move back to 4. So that's it for the video. We've got a holiday week coming up. Market is half day on Thursday, I believe.